Hello, folks. So, remember when your dad went to get milk and you're still sort of waiting for him to come back? Well, I think it's about time that I be your dad. And not that I'm going to be filling the shoes of your estranged father figure, but more, I think it's time for me to go get milk. You, you catch what I'm trying to say? Like I need to be the one going to get the milk and maybe or maybe not come back. That's sort of how. It, yeah, yeah. So, at the risk of being even more of a YouTube cliche than I already am, I present to you my obligatory I'm taking a break video. Before I talk about why, I have a couple points of business to get out of the way. First of all, I have to end the channel memberships. Like, if I'm not going to be around to make videos on the main channel, that means no members only videos, no live streams, no nothing like that. So, the whole thing about the channel membership is that you give me like $2 a month and I give you extra videos, or I put your name in videos or streams or whatever. But if nothing's coming out, I will have broken the contract. Therefore, the contract must be dissolved if I do want to take a break. Therefore, I am dissolving the contract. You're freed of your duties, channel members, and I'm going to go off and do whatever. And the videos, all the members only videos, those are now unlisted rather than members only. So if you go to the playlists on the channel, you can still access them, and everybody else can access them now. So that's a thing. The next point that I wanted to get to before I talk about all the real details for why I'm going is the copyright strike. I announced a few days ago that I got a copyright strike on the channel. Not a claim. I've gotten a million claims. I got my first strike. Those are the things that actually can hurt your channel. Like if you get 3 of them, you're gone. That has nothing to do with this. And honestly, I don't care too much. Like a handful of videos I took down for defensive purposes, but I'm not going to appeal or fight the strike or anything. I honestly think, there's definitely enough gray area there that with any reaction stuff, there's enough gray area that you could say, okay, maybe I violated TOS there. Maybe that's fair. And if the creator of whatever content doesn't want me reacting to their stuff, why would I want to keep those videos up? It just seems sort of disrespectful to them, and I genuinely like them, so that would sort of be silly to fight. So I'm not going to do that. And it has nothing to do with this. I'm just saying, it has nothing to do with me wanting to take a break. It just happened to fall during this time. The great thing about this, if I take an extended break, I might come back and the strike will have run out. Who knows? And then my channel will be in good standing again, and then I don't even have to think about it. So this is actually a great time for that to happen, because I don't really need my channel to be in good standing over the next however much time. I don't want to give anything specific there. Okay, so now that I've rambled about that, we can get to the main points. Why am I leaving? For how long? And what changes going forward? Let's start with why. Am I right? That seems like the good thing to get to. So I think every YouTuber experiences burnout, but I don't know how many come to loathe their own content the way that I do mine. I mean, I'm not in their heads. Maybe they all do. I can't really speak for everybody else. So, React videos stopped being fun a while ago. So, my solution to that was to start streaming. And that was fun for a little while, but it's still sort of the same thing in a different form. It's kind of nice to have the chat and feel like I have company and some interaction. That's really cool, and that was fun. But I realized in the end, I just don't want to make videos like that anymore. I've not become anti-React video. I actually think that it can be a good format for thoughtful people to provide commentary on topical things. I just don't want to be the one doing that anymore. I don't think React videos are a substitute for making creative, cool, original content, which is what I thought I'd be doing on YouTube until I sort of fell into a React loop accidentally. I started doing YouTube when I finished my bachelor's degree, and I thought I'd be making video essays or something. I don't know. I guess I didn't have a fully defined plan, but I thought it would be something a little bit more than what I ended up doing. Then I lost my job when COVID hit, and then out of boredom, I did a React video. I didn't really think much of it. Then I did another one. And then I did another one, and these were actually getting a decent response. The channel grew rather quickly, and I just felt like, okay, this is what I'm doing now, I guess. Like, out of all the times I thought I'd make, like, really cool things that would blow up because, like, they're genuinely good, I fell into sort of, like, the React format, which everyone and their mother can do. There was nothing unique to what I provided, so that was a thing. For a while it was fun, but after a while I felt myself both creatively and intellectually unfulfilled by it, and I started thinking about other stuff that I want to do, and then I went through some really rough personal stuff, and that was difficult, and it was undisputedly the lowest point in my life. I never fully pulled myself out of it. It's a work in progress, I suppose. I never really brought much of my personal stuff into my videos. I don't really like to talk about that. Like, the most I ever said is that I moved out of my old place of living unexpectedly. Like, it was a very sudden thing that was sort of not part of the plan. That's as much as I've ever said, and that ended up being a little rougher than I expected it to be, and I've developed some sort of adjustment issues. I saw a therapist about it, and they said it was like a kind of adjustment disorder, which is like I think it's an informal term rather than like a real diagnosis. But I was sort of dealing with that along the way. I guess I just wasn't ready for all the changes that would come to my life. Then on top of this, I started fixating on every negative comment like a crazy person, which doesn't really help. I think a lot of people who do YouTube will tell you that those are the ones that get to you more. You can have 100 good comments, but you'll focus on the one negative one because I guess people who do YouTube care about what other people think of them. I always try to pretend that I don't care what people think. Like, I don't give a what, but I give so much of a what that, like, I will beat myself up over, like, the smallest thing. Even if it's, like, a totally legitimate criticism or something, I'll still beat myself up over it. That might be even, like, it's easier to dismiss somebody who's just being mean. When somebody, like, legitimately, like, breaks you down and then capitalizes it with, like, an insult, it's just like, oh, man, they're so right. Therefore, the fact that they insulted me at the end, yeah, like, they must be right about that as well. Maybe I am this. Maybe I should not be doing this. Or am I going on a tangent here? I'm sorry. So I started thinking I was too emotionally weak to handle the YouTube grind, given all this, but being afraid to lose the audience I built, I think, was sort of the real weakness here. I sort of realized that maybe my weakness isn't that I can't handle YouTube. Maybe my weakness is that I can't let go of YouTube, that I've become dependent on that sort of dopamine rush, seeing a subscriber, or seeing my numbers, and especially when my numbers aren't very good right now. They used to be, like, really good for what I was doing, and then they sort of disappeared, and now I'm still sort of addicted to the dopamine rush of the numbers getting better, but the numbers aren't getting better. And that sort of leaves me feeling sort of bummed out, like I'm not doing the right thing. And it's like, why am I even doing this the way I'm doing it if it's not working? Why don't I just go off and do whatever video I feel like doing rather than doing this format that I'm starting to get bored of? So I knew I needed to take a break and even quit if I wanted to get healthy, because I think this sort of way I've been living has made me kind of sick. And I think the worst thing you can do for somebody who's sick like me is put him in front of a camera and make him feel like that's what he needs to be happy. And I did that to myself, and I need to be stopped. So the next question is, do I quit or do I just take a break? YouTube can be stressful, but it can also be a very fun, liberating outlet for expression, and I need some kind of outlet, so it's going to be hard to just quit. Maybe I will one day, but I'd like to give it a shot one more time at least, just trying to do the videos that I want to do. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what I want to do. I guess we'll see what happens there. What I need is to not need YouTube. I think that's sort of the thing. I have to be willing to quit, but once I'm willing to quit, I think it's okay for me to stick around. I think it's sort of like the fear of losing everything. That's sort of the worst part of it all. So, no more schedules. No more assembly line content like the React videos. I want to wake up and ask myself, what do I want to do? Then I do it. If I want to make a video, go for it. If I want to disappear for a year, lovely, go for it. That's a healthy relationship with YouTube. You do it because you want to do it. You don't do it just because you want to be big, I guess. YouTube has a way of making you feel like it's your boss, when in reality, you are your own boss. And I feel like I have to do something for YouTube, but I don't have to do anything. That's freaking liberating. So I've sort of answered what's going to change as well as I can answer it. I don't have a final vision for what my content on this channel will look like in the future. I guess the second question was, how long is this break going to be? So I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, and that's kind of the point. All I know is when I come back, I won't just be reacting again. I sort of have to let that go, because that isn't what I think will make me happy. I need to be willing to try something new and not just put something out just because I feel like I have to put something out, not put something out because it's easy, but put something out because it's something that I find creatively and intellectually engaging and whatever, and fulfilling. That's the word. So I understand a lot of people subscribed, almost all of you subscribed for the React content, and me not doing that anymore means that a lot of you will leave. And I think I just had to get to the point where I was okay with people moving on from me so I could move on from what I was, or what I still am. I say with no resentment, go ahead. If I'm not doing what you want me to do, I say, like, no resentment, go ahead, do your thing. I appreciate the time that we've spent together, but like in life, people grow apart, and that's okay. And sometimes it's for the best. Sometimes it's for the best that people grow apart. Sometimes the relationships in the way they are maybe aren't best for all the people involved, and that is what it is. And just like a real relationship, maybe parasocial internet relationships can be like that as well. And if this is the last thing that any of you hear from me, I just want to say that I appreciate you all with me now, and all of you who came and went along the way, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you're all happy, and I hope this doesn't disappoint too many of you, and that I hope to be back in a form that I can be proud of. Whether or not you'll like it or not, I I don't know. And I think I'm at the point where, like, I don't want to disappoint anybody, but if I do, I'm willing to now accept that people will be disappointed if I do something different, but I need to do something different. And I'm choosing to do that for myself. I'm making the selfish decision today, and I'm okay with it. Right. So, thank you. Thank you all who have watched and given me your time over the past few years. And you'll hopefully hear from me at some point in the future. But, give it a few months before you expect anything. Because I need real time. I need some actual time to myself. I'm not going to jump straight into the work. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to go learn how to do a kickflip. I've been sort of slacking on that. And then we'll see what ends up happening from there. Focus more on learning Spanish. I got a lot of things I want to do that maybe I haven't given as much time to because I wanted to keep up with the YouTube stuff. And maybe it will occur to me when it's gone that I don't miss it. And maybe I don't come back. And that's okay. I do genuinely think I will be back. I'm calling this a break. I'm not saying I'm quitting. And if it came to the point where I was actually quitting, I think I'd come on here and let you know I'm not coming back, so nobody expects me to. But I do intend on being back. I genuinely believe I won't be able to stay away. So, there we go. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see whatever. Thank you all again for watching. And yeah, hopefully you'll see me in the near future.